Hey, what's up, everyone? You are listening to The J. And before we start the episode, I just want to give you a heads up that throughout this episode 43, I will be posting few Steam codes for Train Simulator Classic. So for those of you who are not familiar with this game, it's a game that allows you to control trains. It's a little bit more realistic versus the other one, Train Simulator World. And this is one of the this game has been going on for many years, but they keep on releasing DLC, and this is really for hardcore train enthusiasts who want the control and also of having having the experience of taking a train, picking up passengers, and making sure you get onto another station on time, and making sure that you are given the amount of control versus Simulator World, which is more arcade based. This one is more for the enthusiasts. So I'll be posting Steam codes for Train Simulator Classic and also the DLC. So listen or watch the entire episode. And also, just to remind everyone, these codes are first come, first serve. So by the time you listen or watch this episode, especially if you watch or listen to it late, the codes may not be available anymore. So for those of you who take advantage of it, good luck.
The following podcast is brought to you by NT2099 Media and Entertainment and is part of the J Radio Network. You're listening to The J with your host, Kennedy.
Hey, what's up, everyone? You are listening to The J, the Tetsudo Mokei Podcast Edition, episode 43. I'm your host, Kennedy, and for this episode, and well, actually, first, let's introduce what the podcast is about for those of you who are new and are just discovering it. We are a podcast that pretty much goes into Japanese trains, model trains, and also we discuss trains in general. The love of model trains, maybe engage. We'll talk a little bit about Plarail, and we'll talk about things like Z gauge and HO once in a while. But for the most part, the main thing is primarily engage and Plarail. And so you'll see a lot of discussions of that, and also sales news, and also pretty much sales rankings and new releases. So we do talk about all that because there is a growing interest in trains in Japan and worldwide. And it's not just guys, there's also females collecting, especially in Japan where it's growing. But there has been something brewing in 2023. And is it something that could cause some concern? So early in the year, I talked about how with the state of the Japanese economy, with other currencies such as the dollar doing better than the yen, and also the proliferation, the growing number of secondhand shops, that we are probably going to see a decline in sales for a lot of these model train companies in 2023. And it's actually been going on for the past few years, especially as, it's understandable during the pandemic. A lot of people were buying because they're staying at home. And then, of course, things are going back down again. That's something that could be understood. But what is happening now, especially as prices have pretty much tend to go up, not just for trains, but for many things all over Japan, food, gas, electricity, you name it. People are trying to save their money and, finding other alternatives to get things a lot cheaper. We do know that in the past, we've seen secondhand video game shops, baseball or Pokemon card or Yu-Gi-Oh shops, as well as clothing shops becoming very popular throughout Japan. You've probably seen a lot of the stores, such as Book Off and other quote unquote off type of stores. But the thing is that secondhand consignment stores, we're starting to see more trains in Akihabara being sold. We are starting to see more pop-up shops, being sold. But now, what has happened in 2023 are shops who were known for selling the trains now wanting to buy trains. So what the heck is going on there? I think what's going to happen is that as people may lose interest in collecting trains, so they want to sell it. They got married and they want to sell it. There could be many other reasons, but the thing is that the market is quite big, and it is expected that the secondhand sales will grow a lot. Now, what the ratio is more than new train sales, I don't know. But the thing is that it is increasing to the point where a lot of sites are now gearing towards sales. And right here, we have the Mokei Itetsu Kaitori website. And this one is pretty much about this is a guide about how people can sell their trains. And this is very interesting because in this guide right here, it's they tell people that how long will it take to sell. The purchase price of a model train is roughly 10% to 40% of the list price. The purchase price of model trains, some of them can go up very high in price, especially for limited editions. How people who spent money on interior lights, that is, may get a negative assessment because people want trains that are really untouched and close to how they were when they were first sold. Another one is about when to sell, and of course these sites are saying sell now. The timing is just now is the best time to sell your trains. And let's see here. I'm going to show you something. Now this site is Train Takureru. As you can see here, you have Koizumi Kyoko, a popular singer from the 80s and 90s, who is advertising for this website to buy people's trains. That is interesting. But as you can see right here, these people are willing to buy your trains for a certain price. So a lot of these shops, what they're doing is they want you to pretty much call them up if you want to sell your train. And as you can see, here's another one. It's Tetsudo Kaitori. They want you to pretty much give them a call, and they'll give you an offer of what they'll buy your train for. They'll have it appraised, and they will definitely buy it. Here's another one with Toy Forest. As you can see right here, one group's willing to buy this TOMIX 97920 for 35,000 yen, which is about $300. As you can see, the prices pretty much are different across the board, but depending on how rare and how limited these trains are, there is a demand. Here's another one right here. This is a major hobby store that sells trains. Popondeta. They're actually now wanting to buy your trains and have a website for that. But that is pretty much the name of the game right now. What's happening with in 2023 when it comes to model trains. It's understandable in Japan. There are people who pretty much, want a deal, and they don't want to buy something new and expensive, especially during a time when a lot of companies have increased their prices. And that's definitely something that everyone can understand, especially overseas, wherever you may live, people may opt for a used car versus a new car, to do grocery shopping at a grocery outlet versus a Vons or Safeway or something like that. And people who rather just buy clothes that are cheaper and or secondhand versus buying something very expensive. It's happening all over the world. People are looking for better deals. People are trying to save money, and with their passion for their hobbies, if it's trains, trying to find great deals that they can't get right now with the increased prices of new products. But again, that's a concern. That is a concern, because with people buying used trains, that would mean that new train sales are going to decrease. And how much, even those people who are living overseas that buy trains, it's not enough to keep sales afloat. Yes, the dollar or even the pound may be doing better than the Japanese yen, but whether or not there is a huge population of or high consumership overseas, it's hard to say. But this is what's happening right now with model train cells, is that these companies want your train for sale. They're willing to buy it, and that's really up to you. If you feel that you're willing and ready to sell your trains, but yeah, it's the name of the game right now. In fact, what's interesting is that there is even a website that pretty much focuses, not this one, but this is actually a news article about selling trains, but this one right here, this one is a site that pretty much goes into detail of where or which company is paying the most for trains for the month of August, and they break them down from in various months. But I find it very interesting that it's come to this, that people want to buy, that companies are really going out and being proactive to buy people's trains. I mean, I can understand it. Again, I can understand, but in a way, now that I think about it, it's happening also, not just for trains, but people are doing, we've seen people do it with cards, people looking for good deals on Pokemon cards, especially those that are still wrapped in the packages. And then you have people outside of that who are collectors of vehicles. More and more foreigners are taking part in Japanese car auctions and trying to sell those cars that are 25 years and older to the people in the U.S. or other countries that may follow that law or rule. But yeah, this is an interesting state of business for model trains. In the past, it's always been about trains, what train is being sold, and not more so of the profit. I've seen people trying to sell deluxe editions or very old classic train sets on Amazon. I think I did an episode of that before, and how the prices were going up. But now, even friends who are telling me, hey, remember that store in Akihabara, that consignment store? It's mostly trains there now that I see. And I'm like, well, interesting. But I think that, yeah, that's what's happening right now, is that we are going to see more people who are hoping you would sell your train to be, people who are looking for cash, and or just, it's kind of interesting of the tactics that they're using in these articles, that the more you leave your train and not play it, it's just going to deteriorate. So why not just sell it? They have a point there, but at the same time, it's just really interesting of what they're doing to really really get people to sell their trains. But yeah, this is the state of affairs of what's happening with train sales today in Japan. It's pretty much a seller's market, I guess you could say. But there is demand, and we'll just have to wait and see, because as I mentioned before, the train price increases, they're getting a little expensive now. And some companies are, thankfully, Amazon has still maintained their low price. Definitely the place to go to for not paying full retail. But some of these prices that some of these companies are wanting they're no longer doing, some places are not doing the full, like a basic set of 4. They're wanting you to get a basic set of 6, and charging out close to $250 to $300 for it. And just whether or not you're willing to pay for that, that's just up to the consumer. But I also see the jump of people looking for die-cast metal trains, and also Plarail trains. So I think it's going to be an interesting shift right now that we're seeing with model trains. So let's keep an eye on it. And that's 2023 for you. Well, there'll probably be a train. I believe they release the data of train sales usually in October, I believe, or close to December. But it'll be interesting to see how things are going with train companies for 2023. I'm sure it's been tough, not just for them, but for a lot of companies. So let's go on to the next news. Okay, so here is the first code, and this one is the big one. This one is for the Train Simulator Classic game, and this one is very cool. So here is the code. Go ahead and pause the podcast, write this code down, and activate it on Steam. If you were the first one to do it, congratulations. Okay, so we are going to start off with MicroAce. And looking at this latest post, so they have let's see here, the A6623. That is the Ainokaze Toyama Railway Series 413 New Hokuriku color 3-car set. This one will be going on sale with tax for, the retail price is $21,340. So that one is probably about $200 right there. On the right hand side is the 303 series KO1 formation after the toilet installation 6-car set. This one's also about $200, $21,340 yen, with tax included. These do include interior lights, so that's pretty cool. And then the A6624, the green one right there on the left, is the Ainokaze Toyama Railway Series 413 Hokuriku Region Color 3-car set. Same price, about $200. The one in the middle, the A7684, is a Keisei 3300 renewal car, 3348 formation 6-car set. So this one is going to go for $35,420, and that would be close to about $325. And it comes with a narrow interior light. And then of course you get these little, let's see here, Toki. Yep, they're Toki sets, and these are going to be a little cheaper at $84.70. So about $80 for these. And that is MicroAce. So got a good amount of things coming out from the company right there. Is there anything that interests me while looking at it? For me, I have a soft spot for the A7684, the Keisei 3300. I like livery with the red and blue. I'm not sure if it's a red, white, and blue or red, gray, and blue, but I do like that livery. The A2872, the 303 series KO1 formation. Also, that one looks pretty cool. I like it. But yeah, that is Micro-Ace. Okay, here is the second code for Train Simulator London to Brighton Route add-on DLC. Okay. Okay, if you are the first one who entered this code, congratulations. Okay, so we're going to take a look at KATO right now. And KATO has made some new announcements for their December release. And you see the E257 Series 5000. So that's going to be awesome right there. I like that white and green livery. Price is for a 5-car set. It's about 20,900 yen. So you'll be paying about 175, 180 bucks right there. That one is engaged, and then the next one is the E257 500. Okay, this one is a full car set at a 9-car set for 31,680. So that one is about 300 bucks. So you can see the 257 5000 series right there. Looking at both of them, which one do you like? The one with the thing in the center, or the thing with a front that is more flattened and no obstruction? I like the one on the right, the more expensive one. I think that's pretty cool. You get a new MyTram classic set in blue, green, red, and yellow. I think that's very cool. The trams have been very popular from KATO, and it's really great to see that they are releasing this. You do get the two cars. You do get the pantographs, which are nice. Personally, when it comes to trams, I like MODEMO better. But it all comes down to the pricing, and I don't see the price. Oh no, here it is, the price, 6,600 yen. So that one, little bit of a price increase right there. There was a time I think they were going for close to under 4,000 yen, but now they're like 6,600 yen. So that's about what, about 57 or 60 bucks right there. And then you have the Unitrack electric turntable on the bottom there. That'll be sold for 38,500 yen. So about $360 or so. You got the TV2 Unitram Road Track expansion set, the diorama base for 30,800. So that one's about 280 right there, 280 US dollars. You got the Hoki 2200, and then you also, let's see here, E257. Okay, the one that we see here, the 5500, is called the Kusatsu Shiman Akagi. The one on the right is just the 5000 series. I don't see any special name designation. But for the most part, I think this is a very cool, these are very cool releases. I think there's a lot of people who love the, well, actually, now you see it, that E257 5000 series, there's the lettering there in the center that says Azusa. So, yeah. Azusa Kaiji. But I like them both, but if I had to choose one over the other, I think I would go for the right one. It's kind of hard. Both of them are cool. But I would go for the right one. I think that's more of my preference. The MyTram Classic, I think it's really cool. It's just that now that I've gotten into MODEMO trams, it's just, there's just a major difference. But again, these are affordable for people who want to collect and, save money. It is not that expensive to get. But then you could get the same price for MODEMO trams for, well, I can't say you can, because as of late, Hasegawa has not produced any MODEMO, and some of their previous trains are considered collector's editions because they're hard to find and sold out, and people want a lot of money for them. So that's a little problematic right there. Let's see here. They also have for KATO. They also have their December and January 2024 release. So let's see here. We have the ED760 late model, which will go for $89.10, which is about little over $80 right there, USD. So that's pretty cool. You also have the EF81 300 JR Freight renewal car in silver. That one will be $89.10, about $80 right there. I want to see the actual vehicle because I'm kind of curious how big it is, but yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And the blue right there, and then you have the red. Well, you have the EF81, and this one is a 6-car set. Will go for $15,950. Is that correct? Hold on here. I'm kind of unsure about this one. The 24 series Sleeping Berth Limited Express Nihon Kai. I just want to make sure this is correct of how many trains it's coming with. But it could be. Yep, I was correct in what I said before. This is a six car basic set, which will go for $15,950. So that's about $140 or so. The Lim Express Nihon Kai with additional 5-car set will go for $12,430. So that one will go for about $100 USD. So yeah, you'll get the 6-car set, and then if you want the add-on with five additional cars, you can do so. But this is a train that connects to Osaka and Aomori via the so-called Sea of Japan Jukan line, which runs through the Hokuriku, Ichigo, and Uetsu routes for 63 years since the birth of the train in 1950. So this is an older train, October 1968. But it ended operation in 2012. Special train operation ended in 2013. But for those who love the train and want to enjoy it, yeah, you can buy this whole set. Not too expensive, especially with 6 cars. Not bad at about $140. So, what is this that I see? I see a Dr. Yellow. Can that be a 923? Type 923 series 3000. Yes, it is a Dr. Yellow 3-car set. 14,520, so about 125. 4-car set, which is the is this the add-on? Let's see. There's so many Dr. Yellow releases that it's hard to remember all of them. But let's see what the difference is with this latest version here. Yeah, the add-on set is 13,420, so it's about 1,200. But too bad they're not selling the full set. I don't see anything for the full set. But this is the T5 formation of the 923 Type 3000 series. And yes, it's popular among fans, but I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything special with this one. I don't see anything new. Yeah, I don't see anything anything that, well, wait a minute. I do see something. Wait a minute. This is really interesting. Let me go to it real quick. Actually, what I'm going to do is we're going to go to here, and we're going to go here. And look at this right here. This is something that's interesting. Huh. That is very interesting. I have a few Dr. Yellows, but I think mine are KATO. Well, no, this is KATO, but I think mine is I think it's the T4 formation. But nevertheless, that is so cool. I like that a lot. Let's go back. We got the 789 100 Kamui Suzuran right here for 21,000 for a 5-car set for 21,780, so about $200. And then you have these other vehicles right here. Well, no, these are the sound boxes for these vehicles. So for those who have the sound box attachment that you connect to your controller and want to hear the sounds of the cars braking or so forth, it's something to take advantage of right there. So those are sound cards. And then I do not see the Mitsubishi UT13C container, but let's see here. But yeah, these are the KATO releases. There is something at Hobby Center in well, actually, let's go back to that right here. This one is at the Hobby Center KATO. It's a 651 1000 series. That's Swallow Akagi Kusatsu. So if you're in Japan, this is a good time to take advantage of that. That's very cool. I like it. Okay, here is the third code for Train Simulator. This is for DB-BR204 Loco Add-on. Congratulations if you are the first one who are able to use this code. Okay, so what we have here is the Yodobashi, the top 8. And this is the best-selling train ranking. And at number 1, we have TRANE die-cast model of the Kokuzari rail, 5 pieces. These die-cast metal ones are becoming very, very, very popular because I think one thing is that they're cheap. So you got another TRANE die-cast metal one for this one's for the Psycho line, number 39, which goes for 10. They're pretty much going for like $8 each. So I think that's why that makes it very attractive. You can just buy kids a lot of them. Third place, you have the freight car at number 74 from TRANE. Fourth place is the E233 Chuo line. At fifth place is the 41 DD51 diesel locomotive. At sixth place is the E233 Keihin Tohoku line. Seventh place is the TRANE, the Dr. Yellow, number 32, 923 series. And number 8 is the TRANE Engage Replacement Coupler. So that is for the die-cast metal, but that's just for the die-cast metal one. So let's see if there's another one here that we can look at that has more. That is pretty much the big sellers for Yodobashi are the TRANE die-cast metal trains. So that is very interesting to say. Let's go ahead and check out the Plarail right here, and we will see how sales are going for that. First place, you have the ESO2 E5 series Shinkansen Hayabusa. At number 2 is the S27 E235, the Yokosuka line, E235. Third place is the KFO4, the Eizon train. Hi. This one is one of the cheaper ones. It's a single train, as opposed to the other ones that come with 2 or 3. At fourth place, you got the E5 Shinkansen, the Hayabusa, the SO3. Fifth place, you have the ESO8 C12 steam locomotive. So when you see ES, those are their budget price trains that are sold very cheaply versus the S series. Pretty much, I guess you could say that The retail price for about 2,400 yen. It's supposed to be like $20, but I mean, Amazon Japan sells the S series for about 1,700, about $13 or so, or $12, and they sell the S series for under $10. So you can get a better deal on Amazon Japan. But I guess for people who are at those locations, I guess it's a way of getting them. But 6th place, you got the S47, the Hankyu Electric Railway 1000 series. The 7th place, you got the S49, E231, Sobu line. And 8th place, you got the Plarail, the Spacia. Tobu Spacia X, S36. So that one is a good one. Actually got mine and love it. So I'm glad I got that one. So now let's go to Big Camera. And with Big Camera, it's pretty much their Plarail popularity ratings or sales for the company. And here we go. It's loading right now. And number 1 is the Takara Tomy Plarail R06 Sakurel. Interesting. You got the J14 block piers. 3rd is the Shinkareon Z, based on the Type EVA 02. That's awesome. 4th place, you got the connecting parts. 5th place, you got the R20s, the straight rails. Connectors, you could say. The 6th place is the set. This is the newest set featuring the latest Plarail. Usually each year they have these ready to go sets that feature a special train, and this one you get a black version. Looks like a black version of their train that they released about 2 years ago, which was in red originally. 7th place is the Takara Tomy 5th anniversary, so it's a combination of playing with your Tomica and your Plarail all in one. 8th place, you got the Plarail Real Class, the 185 Odoriko. 9th place is that set, the Asobi 2. Comes with Asobi 2. Yellow train right there. 10th place, you got the S19, the Kiha 261 series, Limited Express Hokuto. 11th place, you have the S57 683 series, Limited Express Thunderbird at number 11. And then for 12 and 13, you got the turnout rail and the track point rail. 14th, you got the garage. 15th, you got the curved tracks, and the 16th, you have the U-turn rail. 17th, you got the straight rail. So mainly, you get a lot of rails that are being sold the most, which is not surprising, because for people who buy a Plarail, parents would probably buy the rails with them. So you got the Plarail R23 Maga rail, which is cool. The 19th, you got the J24 Depot, and 20, you got the 1/2 straight rails. But yeah, the newer releases are down here at 21, 22 with the EF65 and the N700S. But yeah, these are the Plarail's top sellers from Big Camera as of today. Well, July 30th to August 5th. So let's go on to the next news. Okay, and here's the next code. This is for Train Simulator Midland Main Line London Bedford Route add-on. Congratulations if you are the first one to add this code. So there are various events happening throughout Japan right now, especially this summer. And this one is the Great Railway Expo in Yonago, commemorating the opening of the Gaina Road at JR Yonago Station in Suehiro-cho, Yonago City. And families and railway enthusiasts enjoy the experience of driving model railways and the exhibits introducing the history of the railways. This is the exhibition area is the largest in Sanin, organized by the Yonago City JR West, Totori Convention Bureau, and the BSS Sanin Broadcasting. So there are 3 types of railroad models on display with different scales: N gauge, HO gauge, and G gauge. The smallest N gauge is about 15 centimeters, and the largest G gauge is about 30 millimeters. It is said that it is rare for all 3 types to be exhibited together. That is true. Rarely do you see something with G gauge listed on there. But you can hear the sound of the railroad crossing alarm that was actually used on the Wakasa Railway, and you can enjoy the experience of riding a mini Shinkansen. So this one is going to be open through the 15th, the final day, from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Entrance fee is 1,500 yen for junior high school students and older, and 1,000 yen for children, free for children under 3 years old. Okay. And this news here is the railroad model exhibition held at Takaoka City, Toyama Prefecture on the 5th. Very crowded with children. So this one is an event to help create memories for children during summer vacation. More than 30 types of railroad models brought by members of the Toyama Rail Club, made up of railroad enthusiasts in Toyama Prefecture, are packed into the venue. That is so cool. The scale of the models is from 1/80 to 150, and some of them are handmade. The exhibition will be open for 6 days. Okay, that is cool. Okay, everyone, here is the next code, and this is for Train Simulator. Norddeutsche Kiel-Lübeck Route Add-on. If you are the first one to enter this code on Steam, congratulations. Okay, and this news right here is the Railroad Model Contest 2023, a summer festival of model railroads and dioramas, was held in Shinjuku, Tokyo since August 4th. In addition to the 15th National High School Model Railroad Contest, also known as Koshin of Model Railroads, high school students from all over the country compete to create a diorama, track diorama show, and the mini diorama circus. So let's see if the winners have been announced for this event. So, you know what? I think it may have. So let's check it out. Let's check it out right now. Let's see if there was a winner. There's still another month left where they do another competition. I believe, is it in Osaka, I believe? Let's see here. I know that they have one. Oh, it's going to be in Fukuoka, not Osaka. So the Fukuoka one was going to be on August 12th through 13th. So perhaps we'll start seeing something towards the end of next week. But let's see what this video was posted. This one is from an hour ago, and this one's from the Osaka Prefectural Sano Technical High School. So let's check it out. It's a pretty cool diorama. Looks like there's a lot of use of clay. I think it's clay. Looks like they made their own trains. Is that like an oil pit? What is that? But that's a pretty cool setup. Here is another one. Okay, so the next one up is from the Kyoka Junior and Senior High School. And this is sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology, 15th National High School Model Railroad Contest. Let's check it out. Oh, let's turn down the music. So you can see here from the images where they got inspiration from, with the fall leaves and so forth. So I like what they did with the rocks. Okay, here it is with them painting using clay. So they are using clay pieces, which I've done as well, and gluing a lot of the, there we go, that's a good one. Yep, a lot of glue. That's how you do it. Good mix of red, yellow, and green, and dark green. Good, smart. Oh, look at, they did the water as well. Nice. Even some homes that look very old. Very good. Very good. Nicely done. Okay, the next video is from the Tokyo Metropolitan College of Industrial Technology, Hasegawa campus. Let's see what they are building. Okay, let's put the oh, it has music, so I'm gonna turn that down here. So they took their photos, did some scouting, and now to build. My goodness, they build their own tracks as well? Very interesting. Okay, got the paper. Buildings. Got the cars of the TOMIX. Got some of the... Okay, I think they're building their water right here. Yep, their stream. Okay. Okay. And that is it. That's just giving us a sneak peek. Okay, and the next code is for TRANE Simulator. Simulator. Bonstrike, Risa, Dresden, Root add-on. So check it out. And if you are the first one who entered the code, congratulations. Okay, the next video is from the Seisho High School. Let's see what they did for their competition. Okay, so they looks like they painted their own mini figures right there. So they got some pictures for their scouting. Did some drilling right there. Ooh, with wires and LED lights. I see where they're going at. Ooh, a cabinet. Did their own lighting. Looks like mine with the tape. And let's see what they got here. Got the flickering of the lights. So they're testing things out right now. Building their own train station. I am digging this. Can't wait to see the final product, but this is the initial building stages. Okay. So I'm looking forward to see how things look in the for the final. That's pretty cool. Okay, so next one coming up is from the Iwakura High School. Let's see what they have built. Okay, there's the team of students. Okay, let's see what they got. Guys, I see the Greenmax Toyoko Inn building. Then they built some of their buildings on their own via cardboard and paper. Looks like they got a few Greenmax stuff there. I'm not sure if they made their own or they got Greenmax, but here are some of the buildings, and here are the crosswalks. Okay. Looks like a lot of detail. They made something look like Hiroshima. So that's just the beginning right now. That's just a little taste of what they're planning. Okay, one more. Okay, so next up is the Rikyo Ikebukuro Junior and Senior High School. Let's check them out. You can see a lot of work. A lot of painting, a lot of gluing. Wow, these guys are going full force. Even with the airbrushing. Got the lights. Okay, they're building their station. Even soldering the LED chips. Wow. Wow, look at that. That's just a taste of what they built. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in store. So those are just a few of the videos that you can find from the main website for the competition, the National High School Model Railroad Contest, and you can find it at TetsuCon. Let's see here. Was there another? I just want to make sure there's no other newer videos. I think we've shown that already. There's a few more, but I want to see more of the finalized stuff. So, yeah, we'll just wait a few weeks and until they're posted. But for now, I think I'm quite thrilled and always happy and supportive of these students who are competing in this competition. It's very cool. Okay, next code is for Train Simulator LGV Marseille Avignon Route Add-on. If you were the first one who entered the code, congratulations. Okay, and last one I want to plug right now is the 16th episode of Let's Torekatsu featuring Kuno Tomomi, the Joshi Tetsu, or Tetsu Joshi? Joshi Tetsu? Tetsu Joshi, one of those, right? But she is the host of this show, and I talked about it in past episodes before. And this one, she's in the Seibu Railway, and she is showcasing the very popular Love You, the 001 series. And Love You has that little space age look interior with almost like a retro yellow and brown seating indoors, but it's really cool. I actually like it a lot. Something I didn't have a chance to ride in yet, but I won the Blue Ribbon Award back in 2020, as you could see there. And Kuno will be pretty much meeting with the people responsible for producing the train, but you can see it right there. So, yeah, I'm going to stop it right there because I want everyone to pretty much catch up with the episode. But you can see the seating right there. You can see it's aluminum train. Speaking of the train, Seibu will be doing a re-release of the out of production Plarail version of Love You. So again, if you missed it the first time, this is another chance for you to get it if you are living in Japan. Otherwise, for those of you living outside of Japan, you're going to have to pay the secondhand prices. But again, you don't have to worry too much. If you don't want to buy it straight from Japan, you could get it from Hong Kong or other areas that do sell it legally of Japanese trains, of the Plarail trains. And just want to let you know, there's times I've done that before where older trains are not available or they're just way too expensive, where I went to get them from Hong Kong or Hong Kong, and is it Singapore, the other one? I'm not really sure, but it does come with the original Japanese packaging. Not much of a difference. It's almost like with Tomica for the die-cast vehicles as well. Not much of a big difference, but I know that with Tomica they put a plastic covering with the Chinese label, but once you remove the plastic wrapping, it's pretty much a Japanese boxed version. The same thing. I've seen no issues with the Japanese Plarail stuff sold by other countries, but check them out. Just make sure that they're legal. I have not seen any, for those who are worried of, what about their knockoffs? I've never seen a knockoff Plarail, especially that would be way crazy. But I have seen, knockoff of Chinese Thomas the Train type of vehicles. So those are the ones that I've seen that have been that I do see sold illegally. People who said they purchased them on from various sites and so forth. But for regular Plarail Japanese trains, I have not seen any knockoffs of them. But you just have to be careful that you are getting something that is in working condition and that it is new, not used, and the price is not too high. Again, you shouldn't pay too high unless it's a limited edition or a hard-to-find rarity, such as the Osaka train that was released. Speaking of that, let me go ahead. Again, I want to plug Let's Tokatsu with Kuno Tomomi. 16th episode is out. It's about the Love You from what do you call it? Now my mind is going blank here, but Seibu, that's it. So check that out. Let's go ahead. One more last thing here. Okay, and the final code for Train Simulator South London Network Route add-on is here. Please enter it on your Steam, and if you are the first one who is able to activate it, congratulations. So the first thing I just want to talk about, here we are in Amazon Japan, is for those of you who are wanting to get into Japanese trains and purchase it from overseas, I buy my stuff from Amazon Japan. Amazon Japan is just as quick as your Amazon in your country. The main difference is, of course, that the positive is that for every purchase you make, you do get points which are redeemable, and you can get the discount pretty much on your purchase if you tend to order from there quite a bit. The other thing is that if you are living outside of Japan, of course, the dollar or pound to yen ratio is doing better than the yen, so you're getting things for a lot cheaper. So like this one right here, the set of the TOMIX 90172 SD Twilight Express, it's a beginner set that comes with the train, the tracks, and the controller. This is 11073, so 11,073. So what does that mean? Well, in the past, 11,073 would mean, okay, you're spending $110, but now 11,073 is probably close to like $90 US. So you are getting things at a lot cheaper rate, especially right now if you do order. So if you want to get into Japanese trains, what I recommend is starting off with a train set, TOMIX or KATO. The reason why I am going to TOMIX is because TOMIX sells very inexpensive trains for people to start off with who want to experience it, and whether or not it's for them, they can give it a try. These are engaged trains, so they are smaller, and I guess you could say if you have a let's say a ruler, and you flip that ruler around, train with the wheels could be a little bit under the height of that ruler, but or the same, so it's about that height. Otherwise, if you're going to go for HO gauge, that is something a lot bigger. So but yeah, if you want to get into a train where you can control with a controller, and you get a free controller and the tracks, I highly recommend getting this TOMIX DF200 Type 100. It's the first set. Right now it's $83.36. So this comes down to probably about almost $57 or $60, more like $57, I believe. So you can get things a lot cheaper right now. There are other few sets that you can get, like the My Plan, if you want to get it with a better. Okay, here's the difference. If you go with the basic version, the first set, you get a controller. But because these are designed for children, the controller will only go about 25% of the speed. So it's going to go slow. But this is okay if you're operating trams, because trams are not supposed to go super fast. So I use this controller, I use two of them, to control my trams on my 6-line diorama. Then I have KATO or TOMIX of the regular controllers, and this one again for $50 you can get more tracks. There's other My Plan ones that you can get as well, but you could see here there's just a variety of sets here. This one is another one. This is the basic set for the 223 series, and there's just a lot more that you can get. We're going through here real quick, because otherwise, if you're going to go for KATO, and KATO also makes great sets. Oops. Okay, here we go. 14,464. So this is the Yamanote line of Tokyo. And if you are going to get this one, which I do own and I do recommend, But the thing is that are you willing to pay 14,464 yen, which is about about 125 dollars. So the thing is that you have to decide, do you want to get the beginner set if you just want to try it out, or are you willing to get a KATO one where you get 4 trains, where the other one only comes with 1 train but multiple tracks. This one you get the tracks, 4 train cars of the E235, and then you get also the normal very good controller. So I think this is a very good deal for the price. But yeah, this is for this set. There are other ones, but I think the ones that are pretty much you'll see a lot of the extension sets. If you want to add more parts, let's say a bridge or a electric point, you can get those as well. But I just for starting out, I do recommend getting the E235 series or the TOMIX one that I just showed earlier. So let's say that you do want a train set, something that captures Japanese trains, that is movable on a motor, but you don't want to spend over $75 for one. Well, you could go for Plarail. Takara Tomy, which makes the TOMIX Engage versions of the trains, they have their Plarail, plastic rail, which is pretty much trains that operate on a single AA battery. And pretty much they come with 3 trains. They go about 1782 yen, so about $14 USD. Some are a little bit more, some of them are less. But if you see the S series tends to be the main ones. The ES series are a little smaller and more budget price, because you can see right here the S series will have windows. The S series are usually like stickers. So if you want something a little bit more that looks better, then go for the S series. There is also a new one called Plarail Real Class, which is just released. Oh, more codes. Yep. So this is going to be the first one for Learn Japanese to Survive Hiragana Battle. If you are the first one to enter the code, congratulations. Okay, and let's say that you do want to move up in quality. You don't want to engage, and you don't want the plastic-looking Plarail. Then you could go Takara Tomy's Plarail Real Class, which is a step up. You get 3 tracks, but you also get these vehicles right here. You can see I just purchased it just yesterday. I got the you could get the romance car, the Odeki romance car, or the Odoriku 185 series. But yeah, these are a little step up in quality. The difference here is that aside from quality difference, it has a pantograph. It also has seating that people can see in the mirror. But really, I do feel that it should be a little cheaper. But it does come with these more realistic looking tracks. The other Plarails do not come with tracks, so that's important to know if you are planning to get the Plarail. But if you do want to try Plarail, they do release these sets right here, such as the Hanzamon line and the Yurakocho line. They also release the EF65 right here, the Tomika right here. So this is something that you can experiment with. They're not expensive, but I do recommend, if you're going to buy tracks, I do recommend it buying from your own local Amazon. The reason being is that with Amazon, how it works out in Japan, if you're ordering from another country, the flat rate's going to be like 2,500 to 3,000 yen, which is about $20 to $25 shipping. That's going to be tacked on regardless. So it's going to be like that, and then as the more you order, it'll start to go up as well to 3,000 yen to 4,000 yen. That's how things are. And some when it comes to Plarail, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, they tack almost a $4,000 to $6,000 shipping, and it's unfair. because when you get like KATO or even TOMIX sets, they don't charge that much for shipping. But for Plarail, they will charge you up the yin yang for the shipping. It's just Amazon's practice. That's why you want to look at your Amazon USA or Amazon of your country to see if they sell the Plarail tracks for a lot cheaper. I do know in the USA, you can get the basic set for like $27. Yeah, it's not the $23 or $20 that they sell in Japan right now, but it's still cheaper, and you can get a full set of Plarails from curved tracks to different tracks. In fact, I'll show you that right now. Okay, so this one is the Plarail, and this is for a set for 29 pieces. It's really good, 27 yen, and that equates to like what, about 17 bucks. But then when you factor in the shipping, they want 4,096, which is about 35 bucks. So you're gonna together, when you add everything up, it's almost like 50 bucks. But if you're gonna buy, let's say that you live in the USA, and then you look here, 32 bucks. 32 bucks just for the same set. And while it's more expensive than the $20 version, you'll still save money because the shipping is so high for Plarail Japan, just for the sets. That's for the sets only. You could get the trains cheaper. But that's just an example of why you want to check your own country. But if you see here for the US version, they sell like certain Plarail, like, well, this is Japan, by the way. No, this is Amazon.com. Interesting. But let's see here. Like the S21, that's actually a very good price. It's free delivery, 20 bucks. That's actually very good, because just not so long ago they were selling it for 30 bucks for the trains, but it looks like they are selling a few of the Japanese trains now on Amazon USA for cheap. This is amazing. So you are getting it by a third-party seller, but still at this price you're getting a free delivery. So, but again, you're only limited to a certain amount of trains, which is unfortunate. Okay, the second code for Learn Japanese to Survive, Katakana War. The first one was hiragana, so hopefully you had an opportunity to take advantage of that. Congratulations to the winner for that. Again, this is first come, first serve. Here is the code for Learn Japanese to Survive, Katakana War, and then there's one more left. And then last, let's say that you are a person who wants to have a train. You don't care to operate them. You just want them like a car, like a Hot Wheel car or TOMIX car. Then that's where TRANE comes in, and they sell the die-cast metal, N-gauge size metal vehicles. And they only go for 1,018, which is like about $7 USD. And they have so many options these days. They release so many that you could get a lot of them for a great price. But yeah, this is a good way to start. But if I do make a recommendation, I do recommend the KATO and the TOMIX set. If you want to get to engage, if you want to get the free tracks and the controller, it will work with your power supply, especially if you're in the US. Those in Europe, I'm not sure, but you may need a converter. I don't know. Or other countries, I don't know. You might want to have to check that out. But I do know that in the US, I do have mine plugged into a power strip, and everything works out just fine. So you can see right here. And we have our final code. This one's for Learn Japanese to Survive, Kanji Combat. Here is the code. Congratulations if you are the first one to enter the code on Steam. And that is it for our codes for video games for the Tetsudo Mokei Podcast. I thank everyone who took part and watching the complete episode or listening to the complete episode. And yes, we'll do more of these contests in the future. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope most of you were able to at least try it. I don't know how many people were able to enter codes. I hope some of you did and won. But there were quite a bit of codes throughout the episode. And again, this is for Steam, first come, first serve. And again, thank you for your participation. We'll do more in the future. Okay, so before we leave, I just want to end with this special sale going on right now. This one is for the new Swiss bundle and sale on Steam. Celebrates Swiss National Day this week with a sale on all Swiss add-ons, as well as a new bundle. You can get discounts of up to 70% this week. So you can see right now they have quite a few of the bundles that are 53% off, which is great. The Swiss sale will end on August 7th. So the Bernina line is 70% off, while the other ones are about 25, 50, and Lake Constance is about 50% off. So definitely check that out. Otherwise, you could wait for the winter sale. Usually those big sales happen they might have a Halloween one and then another one for Black Friday. So it's hard to believe it's almost coming up in a few months, November and December. But yeah, that's something to check out. And there is one more I do want to push and promote. Let's see if I can go to it real quick here. Okay, here it is. So Fanatical is having a sale on the Train Simulator Classic Bundle. So you can pretty much pay 6 products for $1, 12 products for $6.99, or 18 products for $11.99. And that is a great deal. Some of these are older tracks, but still some of them are really, really cool, because some of these can get very expensive, especially these other ones here, like the Marseille Avignon, the Bond Strike. I don't even know if I said that right, and the Nuremberg. There's so many good ones out there. And again, $1 for 6 products, or 12 products for $6.99. That's a great deal. Get it at fanatical.com. So check that out. Okay, everyone, you have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. You stayed through the end. I have one more code left. Tokyo Xanadu X. This is an Axis Nihon Falcon game. I hope you enjoy it. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.